Notification. Okay. There I am. I just have to get this account to catch up. All my settings done. Okay. Okay, well, we have our 2026 Super Bowl champions. I got my stuff ready. I'm going to create some quick Seattle. I got to work on my printer. It's not behaving very well, but I've got some kind of cool graphics to put on for Seattle. So I'm going to make a couple Seattle nails with these, and I'll show you how to do this. This is what's called water slide paper. Let me get this out of the way. While we're doing all this, I am keeping watch because, as we have seen in the last couple days, things seem to pop off out in the case of missing Nancy Guthrie out from Tucson, Arizona. We should get these 10, 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock their time, middle of the night warrants, things like that. If you were with me earlier, welcome back. Oh, this is not dry. We watched today. Please show back up at Nancy Guthrie's house. And what I'm doing right now, I printed these on water slide paper, and I am top coating them with regular top coat nail polish. You can use regular nail polish too. You can even use spray the acrylic clear spray sealer, like in the aerosol can. If you want to, when I do these in bulk and I make a whole sheet, I use the aerosol can and I spray it. But hey, Tuck girl, what's up? How are your hands after all your crocheting yesterday? And what I did is I just used a regular printer, found the designs that I wanted. Oh, these are getting smeary. I think I need some new ink, is what's going on. But I'm going to try and just kind of lightly put this top coat on these. And then I'm going to cure them under my lamp. How I learned about these was my oldest is really into trains, and he model trains, and so he's always doing signs and using different painting techniques, all that stuff. And he was using these for numbers and signs on his railroad. So I thought, I'm sitting there going, I betcha I could make some nail decals out of these. And voila. Now I'm going to cure this guy. My big scissors. My water. This is what you're going to need for this. You're going to need the water slide paper. Now what I like using about oh no. Oh, that's a bummer. Ugh. You need this if you use the top coat, it's quick, it's instantly sealed. But it's not as flexible. When you use the spray acrylic sealer, then you absolutely can do 2 really light coats with it. I recommend 2 coats. And it's still a little bit flexible, so when you bend it around the nail, but we'll still make this work. We will always make it work, right? So, who's happy and who's sad about the Super Bowl? Like I said earlier, my Lions were out of it, so I really wasn't. I wasn't leaning one way or another. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these out. Stick this guy over here, and I will show you an example. Like I said, these, maybe it's the colors, maybe it was just the graphics, I'm not sure. They did not turn out as crisp as I like them to, but I will show you another example of a water slide sticker that I did on a set of nails. Let me see, can you see those? Now, do you see the roses on each of these nails? Those are water slide decals. And what I did was I painted this whole nail white. I used the spray acrylic on them because it's, like I said again, flexible. Cut them out in the shape I wanted. Dipped them in the water, slid them on here. And then on these, I used a matte finish. And it really kind of made them pop out. So I love these. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love this water slide. And you can do it on anything. Like anybody, if you like a lot of people are into making all of the, those cool, like water cups, stuff like that. You can completely use this method, these water slide stickers, to do a design. You print it out, you spray it with the spray, a couple coats, and then you dip it in the water, and I'll show you how that works. So right now what we're doing, because this is sticky top coat, I need to wipe that off. And if you see it looks like anything's coming off around your sticker, don't worry. What this is this is kind of like a gummy film. And you print the ink, print the picture on there. It could have been 2 because I got too excited and I didn't let these dry all the way too. But once you put that top coat over, it seals that ink on top of like a kind of gummy background, almost like a stamp or like a stamp or like one of those kind of like clear stickers. So I am going to use this one first, I think. But this is a really cool way to make your own stickers. If you can't Um, and this is in Godfather. If you happen to see the replay of this, this is probably the technique that I'm going to use to make the Lilo and Stitch nails that you requested. Now, if you watch, I am just trimming this because I don't want any overhang over the edge of the nail, if I can help it at all. And so I'm just kind of trimming this. Definitely trimming that top edge. Okay, now I've got my little dish of water over here. Let's see, I'm going to take it and just kind of bend it around my finger just to give it, see if we can get it without it cracking or anything like that, but get it just to flex a little bit. So when we do soak it off of the paper, it will kind of, sort of cooperate. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see, will this work or is this too much of an angle? There, okay, because I kind of want that to be a little bit higher and handy. Now, where, oh, where? I just saw them. Oh, found them. Okay. And if you are just coming in or if you haven't yet, please, please, pretty please, hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you're new and you want to hang out and be part of our many, many discussions, please hit the subscribe button. I have a nail business, and so I do nail tutorials on here and self-care tutorials, things like that. But we also talk true crime, current stories, cold cases, unsolved things like that. So if you're interested in that, please hit the subscribe and come join us more often. Right now, the case that we're really monitoring is, I keep saying we, like I've got a little frog in my pocket. It's just me. But, well, me and all of my viewers. So, is of missing Nancy Guthrie out of Tucson, Arizona. And earlier we got to watch JLR live stream. He was gracious enough to lend his stream to anyone that wanted to restream it just to get the exactly, my little baby frogs. But just to get it out there that this woman was still missing, and so far nothing. Today the sheriff's department was back out at her house. Okay, now I'm going to check this. And if you see, can you see how that just kind of slid off? And that's good. There's going to be a little sticky on that. And I'm going to kind of position it over the nail where I want it. And then pull that paper out from underneath. Let's see if this is going to be flexible enough. And if that's not going to work, because this is a little bit stiff, although it's going to look cool, I promise. Actually, before I do that, let me just do a little bit of this. I'm doing it on the sticker because I don't want any, like, air bubbles under it or anything like that. Now, we're going to get this to work one way or another. Okay. Ha. I'm gonna get you, sticker. Okay, so we got it bent a little bit. We're gonna make this thing RBITCH, okay? We are. It's not gonna win. Even if we have to do. So yeah, so my recommendation is don't be in a hurry like I am constantly. And use the spray, because then they come off kind of rubbery and flexible. So what I'm doing is I'm going side by side along the edges now and filling that underneath with top coat. Try and get it to stick. But so today we saw the sheriff's department out there searching like manhole covers, which are assumed to be the sewer tanks. So see if she's out there. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm using my tweezers and I'm using my that nail stick and a top coat to try and there. Okay. I am attempting to make Seattle Seahawk nails, but this decal is not quite working, but we will make it work because we make everything work. So okay. We can totally work with this. So now I'm going to put quite a bit of top coat on to try and fill in any gaps that are around this decal. But I always say there's nothing you can't fix with some jewels and some glitter. So I'm going to hang it upside down. That's going to help it. Hello, Shalonda. Welcome. And welcome, Puffin Parrots. And I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. Cure, cure, cure. Okay. Now we know that it's definitely uneven because of our decal that didn't want to cooperate, but that's okay. I'm going to clean this off because this is again sticky top coat and it's nasty when it gets on your hands. Oh, yeah. It's, I do miss going to get my nails done, but I do like doing it. I like doing my own and save money. And yeah, definitely. The nail art that I do is kind of a mix of my own ideas that people in chat give me, stuff I see online. I try to just look all the time. And as you can see, that's what it's supposed to be, is like an eagle tearing into the nail. So, yeah, so. Let me see. What do I have? I want to keep the blue and the white. Let's see. Hi, Shalonda. That's cool. Yeah, it is fun. And there's so many. I have been doing hair and nails for 30 years. And so I have been through a lot of the old school stuff. And so now I'm learning a lot of these new things, and I'm learning right along with you guys, and I'm having fun though. It's definitely fun. Let's see. Oop. There goes Klutzy Klutzy. Nope, nothing broken. We're good. We're good. Let's see. I say I'm only going to come live like 3 days a week, and then I end up coming live like 5 or 6. But right now, because I've got kids and they're in school, so our schedule is a little up and down. I can't guarantee when I come on, but start summer break, I'm going to hope to try and at least do 3 nights a week. And I usually come on in the evening, like after, um, usually after 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because that's when all of my kids are finally in bed and there's not knock, 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 mom. Knock, 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 mom. Where is the thing that's right in front of my face that you need to find for me right now, mom? You know? Ugh. I have a 16 and a 5-year-old. So, and then my fiance's a truck driver, so I have like all these schedules that I have to like work around and keep. But yes, summer is so much easier. Okay, now I'm gonna do some. So there's almost nothing that you cannot fix with a jewel or some glitter. And that's not just nails. That goes for a lot of things in life, let me tell you. So I'm just going to take these. These are just little silver rhinestones. And, oh, yeah, you know, I mean, it never. And the thing is that, woo, I have got, oh, grief. There we go. Okay. I am, out of all of my friends, like the last one that had kids. So, I am like trying to, they're all laughing at me and all this stuff I'm going through because they've already been through it. And oh, see, so you already been through it, so you know, so you can laugh at me when I like get all dramatic because my my teenager did something that's uh no, and I do like, I'm not one of those moms that complains about, I mean, I get tired, but that complains about, you know, kids being home for summer vacation and stuff. I like it. We can do our own schedule. We can do our own thing. And I'm just kind of varying these little gems. Trying to keep the pattern even. Trying. But this is going to be how we hide that kind of rough edge of the decal. So now I'm going to try and cure these guys so they don't go sliding on me. Oh, phew, Puffin. Wow. You've got the Brady Bunch. Hey, Matthew. And Matthew, I checked my email this morning when I got up and I got nothing. So if you were just teasing me. Well, I'm trying to do a Seattle Seahawks design. And what I was doing was I created, they're called water slide decals. This is a specific kind of paper. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Office Depot. And what you do is use your home printer. You print your design on it. And then you can use clear coat, clear gel coat. I recommend using the spray polyacrylic that you can get at Home Depot. 2 light coats on it. Let it dry overnight. I didn't let the ink on this dry, so it kind of smeared on me because I got excited. But, yeah. And then you cut them out to your shape, slide it off, and put it down. The reason why I like using the polyacrylic the best is because it's a little bit more flexible. This I used with the top coat, and it just isn't, it's not flexing like we wanted it to. So I am just adding some gemstones to try and kind of hide the fact that this didn't work like I planned. You know, best laid plans in your head. But oh, okay. That's what I said. I was like, I bet you he just done fell asleep. And exactly, sparkles do fix everything. I agree. Oops. And if I missed your comment, don't worry, I will try to catch up. This is like I've said it before. It's like when I get jeweling or like painting something really like fine, like I can't talk and put mascara on at the same time either. Like my brain just won't allow it. Put the two kind of medium and then just do the tiny baby ones. Come on, flip over. Let's put the tiny baby ones. Towards the end. And I don't know if I'm going to like this. That's something else. Always remember that you're not going to like every single thing you try. And neither is anybody else. Sometimes you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is like the most fabulous thing I've ever made in my life. And somebody's going to be like, ew, that is the thing I've ever seen in my life. And you just have to have thick skin and just say, okay. On to the next design. I liked this design because when I was in beauty school, it was like in the late 90s. So this kind of reminded me of the airbrush style that was really popular back then. And shoo-wee, did I have some nails back then. I was the one telling the girl doing my nails, no, don't cut them, don't cut them. You did? See, I didn't get anything. Hey, Cricket, thank you. Hi, Spreckner. And don't do what I'm doing and don't use your bare finger to clean this stuff up because it's toxic. But again, old school. I used to check highlights with no gloves on. I'd burn the daylights out of my fingers. Yeah, I did. There was nothing. I got stalked by Temu, but I'll double check again before I go to bed. Exactly, Tut Girl. It was Crime Cricket. I'm telling you. The music, the clothes. Life was so much easier. And everything smelled better. Okay? It just... And no, I don't even really know what that means, but it did. It just smelled better back in the 90s. Oh. And I love the music of I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, so I love the music in that era and like the R&B and like I still listen to Neo and Usher and all those guys and like uh so if you go on a road trip with me, we're having a concert. There will be PM Dawn. There will be Usher. There will be Neo. And you just gonna have to sing along or deal with it. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Tut Girl. Now, the music that I play on here, I've been trying to find the best that I can handle that's copyright free. Because I'm not monetized yet. Like, I don't have the ad. But I was reading that they go back through your videos. And so I thought I might as well be careful now, so I don't get in trouble, get myself in the trouble in future. I don't know how any of that works yet. I'm just a baby YouTuber, YouTubeist. I don't know, what am I? What am I? And what I'm doing is I'm covering up that other sharp line that this made, and I'm just filling in with these little silver gemstones. And I've got, said again, the best rhinestone glue, McCart. Exactly, Crime Cricket. That was the best Eminem. Well, and you know, he's from here. He's from, my best friend, his sister went to school with, it was Kid Rock, and he spent a semester going to school with Eminem, like way back in the day. And then when he was, right after he graduated, was when they moved here. And that's when I met him. And I didn't believe him until he showed me pictures of his sister's kid's birthday party at a bowling alley in Detroit. And they were at the party. Like, they had rented out the bowling alley for that day so that it was private. But oh my gosh, okay, I believe you now. I never got to meet him or anything, but yeah, it's totally different. It's totally different. I haven't met a lot of musicians. I got to meet Jay from ICP. He wasn't in makeup. He was just in, I worked in a music store, and he had come in because they're from Flint. So he came in and was actually just shopping, and my boss recognized him. And I've met Jared from Head PE. He's really, really cool. He's really cool. In Flint, there is a bar called the Machine Shop, and they have these really cool concerts, and they're only like maybe $20, or they used to be like $20 to get in. They were called low dose shows. And what it was is a lot of heavy metal and hard rock artists, and well, actually all artists, because they have country artists, they've had some hip-hop artists, rap, different. But when they're going in between playing like big venues like in Detroit or Grand Rapids, and then they're going down to, maybe heading to Chicago or wherever, the owner knows a lot of these people, and they'll stop in and do like a 1 hour concert, and then afterwards they'll sit there at the bar, and you get to literally sit there and talk to them and schmooze. So good night, Spreckner. Thanks for stopping in, babes. Um, so yeah, and what was the other band? We went to go see oh, Cottonmouth Kings. That was another one that we got to go see. And oh my gosh, that was one of the most fun concerts ever. And I got to meet the lead singer of a band called they called Tongue and Groove, I think was their name. But they did some Kiss covers at this concert, and I love Kiss, and it was really, really cool. Um, oh, I bet Britney Spears was a good concert. Yeah, I mean, she is one of those that's gonna be like a legend, just okay, we kind of saved it. I don't know if you can see that. It's still a little lumpy, but because you could also always go around all the way around and kind of cover that little edge up. But that was kind of the basic gist. So congratulations, Seahawks. Let me clean this part up, and I've got just a couple more to do. We can chat and, like I said, see if anything else is going on with this poor lady out of Tucson, Arizona. I mean, ugh. It literally breaks my heart to think that this poor lady lived to be 84 and have to go through something like this, whether it was something quick that happened to her or not. Just can you imagine the fear? But see, that's exactly it. But it's because, I mean, let's face it, it's because she's the daughter of someone famous. Others don't because, and I'm really not like, I'm not like a fight the power, kind of person or anything like that. But I lived in a city for years that the people that the powers that be thought mattered got the help, and the people that they didn't think matter got just, good luck to you kind of a thing. I mean, I was talking last night about it's documentary called Flint Town, and it's on Netflix, or it was on Netflix, and it's really good about how the government kind of sells everybody out and works at. But oh, do you you know I kind of think it's the um hey Stone, I kind of think it's the I feel like the son-in-law is definitely in it, and I don't know if the daughter knows. There's something that tells me that she, in her heart of hearts, has to know, because if someone kidnapped this woman from her home, why were they at Annie's house last night for 2.5 hours, taking pictures for what, the second time? They're out back in the brush. They're searching septic fields. They're septic tanks. They're going out behind that. They keep going behind that pool and the pool house back there. I saw that, the blinking, and I was watching it was one of the behavior experts, and he said something about that shows stress, and it shows like was she not guilt necessarily, but how did he explain it? Basically that, she was under duress. She was upset. So this wasn't, like, does she know more than she's saying? Or is it just that she, in her heart of hearts, knows, maybe it was unusual for Tommaso to offer to drive her mother home by himself. And so she's thinking, oh my gosh, did he do this? Hindsight kind of a thing. And they were. And you look at Savannah and she's just disheveled and exhausted. I've seen in other chats, some people say she looked maybe medicated, and the sister's there with her clean hair and her kind of put together outfit. And now granted, this is happening in the town that she lives in. So she's got her own shower, that we know of. Because I don't know if they're there or not. Yeah, do we even know that? Do we know if they're at the house or not? I thought during the first time, yeah. Yep, they can track him. I know, well, and I'm sure that's what they, when they impounded his car, or Annie's car, excuse me, it was Annie's car. They made it very clear to say Annie's car, too. So, does he have a car? Like I said, again, we go back to, my mom was a teacher. She did not make that much money. And, oh, that's another thing which I did not realize and I heard today. The school that he teaches at is like 2 minutes down the road from her house. So, and there was something about, what was it? It was something about him stating that he was her caretaker or something to someone. And so, yeah, so what, like what kind of care? I'm not sure. Savannah was 16 when he passed. And she's, I don't know how old she is. Maybe, you'd say she's 40s, maybe. So it'd be like 30 years ago, maybe. So, it's been quite a while, and I don't think I didn't see anything about her, I didn't see anything about her, remarrying. I'm using the, acrylic craft paint. I'm using the apple tart color, because that was as close as I could get to that hot green that Seattle is. But I'm going to paint it. That's why I took this white down a little bit further, because I want to really see that color. I'm going to do a few stripes. Yeah, you can, as long as, this is what we used to use old school for nail art. Because nail polish does not, like regular air dry nail polish just does not have the right consistency to be able to smoothly paint and get these crisp lines. And so, this is what we always used back in the day. And, airbrush paint is very similar. It's just a very, very watered down version of acrylic paint. And that stuff costs you like anywhere between $1 to $3 or $4. And see, I keep going back to the money thing, Stone. Yeah, no, you don't have, you can if you want it to dry instantly. You know, but if you're going to sit here and do this to relax you and you're fine and you've got time and you're going to want to, you know, how I always do it when I do this, do the regular paint with my nails is I get my programs going and I sit and I've got my little tray table and I use gel. I use gel colors underneath. I top coat it, clean it with the alcohol or acetone really well. And then I use these, like I said, these, and I got these in a set for, gosh, there was, I think like around 20 or 30 of them for like $15. So buying the bulk sets definitely gives you gives you more than you know, gives you more than you need, but I mean, you never can have enough colors. And now I did get a set that had like these had the metallics in it, and that was separate, but that I think was like $10, and I got 5. And there's a silver, a blue, there is a bronze, like a dark copper. Actually, there was a lot more in there. There was the bronze, the dark copper, a dark gold, a light gold. My white paint won't close. And but yeah. And a lot of these things I get at the craft store, because like these little towers comes in a little carrying case, and you put all your little nail art stuff in there, and then it's out of the way, and when you need it, you just unscrew it. There's your stuff. I've even got one that I use for if I'm doing a set of nails. I'll put everything that I want to use for that set in one of these, like as far as bows, flowers, things like that. And yeah, so yeah, and so you can see it's still shiny. It's going to be completely matte when it's dry. So you just want to let it dry and let it chill. And sorry, New England. These were for you. But that's okay, because, like I said, I was going for I was just completely neutral in this game because my team already got a big boo-boo. So, let's see. I'm just going to do something kind of fun on this one. Move these guys over. I don't know if I want to use that paint. I think I want to use the acrylic paint too, because for some reason I have better luck getting cleaner lines, things like that, with certain colors, especially like the metallic stuff, with the acrylic paint. So, and this is a blue metallic. Let's see. See if this is gonna work or not so much. Now I didn't do white first, so let's see if it'll. Ooh, see, we're at that putting on eyeliner moment. Ooh, okay, we got that one. And as always, I have top coated my nails first because that is your safety zone. And I like using the gel top coats because they're instantly dry. You clean them up with a little bit of alcohol. And if you mess up, now with the acrylic paint, you just want to use a little bit of water to clean it off. If you mess up, you just wipe it off, start over. And oh, see, 2020. It's not 2020. 2026. And I said in my head, while I was painting that too, I kept saying 2026. 2026. See, gone. But yeah, I was really hoping that we were going to hear something today with all the activity this weekend. And I'm hoping that there's some kind of update tomorrow, press conference, something. I mean, I'm just doing like a little kind of burst. And I am going to go over that again because I want that to be that deep dark blue. But no, I kept thinking, okay, are we going to hear something during the halftime show, during the... Oh, and I guess, did you guys hear that there was the Turning Point USA halftime show, and it went down because of too high volume of viewers at the same time. And so it was only up for a few minutes, and it went crashed into oblivion. I missed everything this year. I wasn't I was in the kitchen cooking the whole time after let's see. So I missed all the cool commercials. I missed No, I don't like that. Let's do something more, not quite so obvious. That's what I like. Like when I used to go to Tiger games and U of M games, I always tried to do stuff that was like in team colors, things like that, but never just like, Like I didn't have a U of M on my nails, but I had like the blue and maize colors and yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna try and do kind of like maybe a little bit of a plaid. Honestly, first practice, but also if you see my brush, I'm getting my brush nice and loaded up on all sides. And then all I do is I lay my brush down and I let like literally the whole brush and I let my brush do the work. The biggest one of those things, there's a lot of things that a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I can't do that. You totally can. Oh, let's see that I messed that one up. I can straighten it out. You totally can do this, but you have to have the right tools. You know, it's really no different than like if you're going to be a heart surgeon, you're not going to go in there with steak knives and a fork and do heart surgery. You know, you've got to have the right tools, and the right brushes are a big, big thing. Now this, as soon as I clean this off, I'll show you. If you can see I got this set on Amazon for, I'm missing one of my brushes because it had 5 brushes with it. Where that's at, I have no idea. And I think that's I think it's the longer one that I'm missing. But, oh, honey, I've got carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel, and I can do this. I just had to get the right brush. I'm telling you, I swear to you, it's all about the brush. Because all you're doing is you're just taking that brush and you're just dragging it. And it will do the straight line itself. You're not making that straight line, your brush is. So as long as you're just sitting there, whew, because what it does, it sticks down with that paint and it stays in. It's almost like when your tire gets stuck in like a snow snow tracks. It follows right along with that. And I swear, everybody can do a straight line if you get the right brushes. And yeah, I really do need to find that other brush because it was just a titch. Is that the one that was? Yeah, it was just a titch longer than that. And I loved it. And see, I'll show you. As soon as that's dry, I will show you again with the green. And now, mind you also, it is a lot easier doing straight lines when you are using a press-on nail versus trying to do it on your own. But you look at these, and even this was doing it with my non-dominant hand. And the big thing is go really slow. Take your time and get the right brushes. I'm going to go over this one more time. Yeah, but you can do, it's just like I said, the biggest thing is just going slow. Yes, I did. I didn't do the subs though. What I did was they wanted meatloaf, so I made my recipe. I made them into like little tiny meatloafs. And then some of them I made into meatballs. And so what I'm going to do is then tomorrow I'm going to take those, then I'm going to put them right in the sauce, and driver will be back at work, but the boys and I'll have spaghetti and it'll be yummy. But oh my gosh, you guys are going to laugh at me. I ran out of breadcrumbs. And I told you before that I've said it before. I've used uh, goldfish crackers before, and it was really good. Well, but I've only used like the plain cheese ones. And tonight I thought, oh shoot, no breadcrumbs. I looked and I found in the back of the pantry a quarter of a bag of pizza flavored, um, uh, pizza flavored goldfish crackers. So I added that in and then added the sauce. I thought they'll never know. And um you could taste a little difference in it, but it wasn't bad. It was just kind of like oregano-y, maybe. But see, I need to do that. I want to try that, the little meatloafs, because they eat them more. They're more apt to eat it than when I'm like slicing this big old hunk of meat, off. Oh, I didn't think about that, Puffin. I should have done that. It is good. And when I did it with the cheddar goldfish crackers, it was really good. It was just like, and you can use I have a friend that uses Cheez-Its in their they use it in their meatloaf, and they use it when they make fried chicken. So um and yeah, it was good. It was good. And like I said, they're smaller pieces. So yeah, exactly. They cooked fast. And I was gonna make dessert, but everybody was so full after dinner. So I said, well, I'll make the brownies tomorrow. So, and it'll probably be better anyway, because tomorrow, Monday, my oldest will be back at school, so things will be a little slower during the day. So I can, yes, I've heard that too. The cornflakes. Now I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Again, I'm just gonna drop my brush and drag it across the nail. I'm anchoring. I'm using my pinky finger to anchor my finger. And I'm just dragging it across. And the shape of the nail kind of guides me, and the brush guides me the rest of the way. I'm just going nice and slow. Because if you go too fast, you want to get enough paint on your brush so your brush is going to slide. You want to go slow. And another thing, before you do put this brush on the nail, so I'm taking long strokes through the paint. Make sure there's not a big blob on your brush. Make sure it's all kind of even, because that'll help too. And if you're just, one of the reasons why I'm using nail tips to do this is we're just kind of, experimenting and trying some new designs. Oh, you know what I forgot? I did want to go over that blue one more time, but that's okay. It still looks all right. A little bit of a plaid. If you want to be discreet on your love for the Seahawks. Oh, thank you. And I mean, like I said, it is about practicing, and practice makes perfect. And that's something else you can do. Go get a box of cheap plastic nails and practice on those before you do practice getting your hands steady and stuff like that. And let's see. Let me do a little bit of white. Another thing you can do, I can't believe I forgot about this. Where's it at? Where'd it go? So these are nail art markers, but I got these off of Amazon. Again, it was like, yep. These are for my practice. I just took orange wood sticks and I broke them in half and glued it to the back. And then what I can do when I'm done is I've got a little cup in the other room and I can stick all the nails in there. So then when I want to go through and find something, I've got I've just got this little cup that I can go through. I know, I do too. I do too, Tuck Girl. Your nails are plastic. Well, yeah. Good grief. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Yeah, and it's a way that you're not wasting. You're not doing them on your own nails and getting mad because now you're going to have to take it off for the 15th time. And you're not wasting them on buying, nice full nails that you're going to be doing on your own. And, oh, nope, I want white, don't I? I want white. Let's see. Can I write this right? I could really use, but I can't reach my white marker at the moment. Let's see. If I can do this. No, I don't think I want to do that. I like this just being kind of abstracty. But I do feel like it needs something. This is another great tool to have. And you can get sets of these at Sally's Beauty Supply, Amazon, all different color, all different sizes. And they are really, really, oh yeah, I could do a little flower. Oh, I know what I could do. They hide a lot of imperfections. Let me tell you. A lot. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys have seen this technique. If you've seen my other videos, what you do to do a nice little flower petal is take your little brush, load it with some white first. Not too much. And then we're going to go through whatever color we want. Oh, nope, I did it backwards. Sorry. Un momento. Oh, yeah, we could do a star. Let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Can you tell I stink at painting stars? We're going to try. And then I'm just going to start fixing him and try to fill him in. He's a horrible looking star, but get the basic gist of it. See, I used the wrong brush. I should have used my liner brush because I would have gotten cleaner cleaner lines. I'm going to use this little bit of a shorter liner brush, but this will help me. Yeah, I've never tried it, but you probably could. The biggest thing would be to have a way to secure the nails to a board or something like that, because the what do you call it? The pressure of the spray might kind of blast them off, but I bet you could, as long as you seal it and you cure it, and it's something that's like water base. You wouldn't want to use like the acrylic paint. And then you would definitely want to make sure that you seal it, like I said, with a top coat, or I'll let that dry. And then I can put a little jewel in his center. And that'll kind of cuten him up a little bit. Make him cuter than I made him. See, I can't get that one side. Oh, wait. I wonder if... There, that's a little bit better. It's a little wonky, but thank you. But yeah, we can find... Let's see. You want to do that? What do I want to do? Excuse me for a moment. I'm absolutely, completely addicted to... Oh! I know what we can do, and I can't believe that right in front of my face. I didn't even have to paint that. But it'll still look cute over top. I'll glue one of those guys to it. There we go. And you're also not supposed to rub your finger on your brushes because it put oil on them. So, again, do as I say, not as I do. So I'm going to let that one, our star, dry. And then I'm going to put this top coat. This is, because I'm under the impression that this is completely dry. I'm still not going to like really scrub across that paint, because I don't want it to, I don't want it to smear, but I want that nice and cured in there and ready for prettiness. And some of my next ventures are going to be, I've had some requests for the little Hello Kitty guy, Karomi, I think his name is. He's the little black guy, not little black guy, but he's got like the purple face and the little black outfit on with the black pointy like cat ears. I have like a black and purple theme. So I want to try and do that this week, and then Godfather's been really, really patient. She's been asking for a while. Some Lilo and Stitch inspired nails. So, some nail ideas. So, if I can get my printer working, I've got some really cute clip art that I want to turn into decals like that. But for that one, I am going to use the spray on them, so I've got them a little more, and let them dry like I was supposed to and all that. And oh, he's so cute. And then what's the pink one? Angel? Is that her name? Angel or Angelica, or the little pink one? His little pink friend. And if you're just tuning in, I'm turning it upside down because this is self-leveling top coat. So when you turn it upside down, that's another thing. It helps kind of get any little dimples or divots out of your nails that you've put when you were applying the top coat or any of the coats underneath. Helps kind of give you that illusion of like an apex if you're not putting gel on your nails or underneath this or anything. Oh, she's so cute. Which one? Oop. It's okay because it's dry and I cured it. The plaid one. I did a really cute set. Oh, I can't find it right now. I really need to get organized. I organized everything like 2 weeks ago, and then it's fine as long as I'm not in here, you know? Oh, yeah. I like that. And you could do that in any color combo, you know? I like that it really pops off that white. And that would look super cute on toenails, too. And if you were stressing out doing the lines, use your dotting tool, and you can do blue dots going this way, green dots going that way, or whatever color combo you want to do. And I'll give it just another more minute. I mean, it's really, the combinations are, you know, I mean, whatever you want to do. And whatever makes, the biggest thing is, whatever you do, don't stress yourself out, because doing your nails is supposed to be your self-care time, your me time, all that fun stuff. So, you know, and if anyone new is coming in, I am not trying to be a broken record, I promise. I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up for me. And if you're not subscribed, give my subscribe button a claw. So you guys, the more the merrier. We love everybody coming in here and chatting and giving their opinions on everything. We do nails, we talk true crime, and then we end up talking about a million other things, and it's just fun. Yeah, exactly. Well, like something I like to do is like when I get really stressed, I like to do the mandala art, the coloring. And I have got a million markers and a million coloring books, but it's one of those things, it's so calming, and I like watching other people do it too. I've there's videos on YouTube, and oh my gosh, I was watching some lady put together miniatures today. That was cool. Now my hands couldn't do that. Ooh. There, okay. Then we're gonna hurry and cure it before it slides off. Yeah, I had one of my girls, I had made her a set this summer that had half stars on like each, like it would have a half star on like this nail and then the other half on this one, and Oh my gosh. That set stressed me out so bad. But it was like a good stress because it was one that I'm like, I am not going to let this set beat me at all. And I didn't. But um, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over. I've top coated both of these. Yeah, ask away. And I will answer if I can. Now I'm taking top coat because I want to make sure that all of these are top coated because this will, if you don't put top coat over this paint, it will wash off after a couple washes. And we don't want that. We worked really hard. Possibly harder than the Seahawks to make these nails with that star. I'm just saying. But definitely got paid less to create this than they did to play football. I heard about that. Is that that kid in Pennsylvania? That wasn't Grant Amato, was it? That did that? Or am I getting him confused? I'm not in a lot of like the morbid pictures, but I'm in like the more, well, I mean, I guess kinda. Like, and I'm in like the mortuary, like some of the mortuary groups and stuff like that, like listening to the undertakers and stuff like that, and I don't know that stuff, and that stuff doesn't creep me out. I'm just interested in it, and yeah, I like watching some of the body cam footage too. There's that. We used to watch a show that was just body cam stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh, can you imagine? Like, I know that they had like unredacted, like someone said they had unredacted photos of like Idaho 4. Like, I couldn't bring myself to like look at that. Just, I don't know if it was the mom in me or what, but I remember hearing that he put the video on Facebook. See, now I'm going to have to look if that was because, so I'm into like paranormal stuff too, and I follow quite a few on YouTube and stuff, and then there's always tried and true ghost adventures that we watch, and Aaron that's on Ghost Adventures. There was this last year, come to find out his wife had right? Yeah, oh, we're gonna have fun. We are gonna have fun. That's what I'm loving is I'm starting to get like out in the algorithm and I'm starting to like meet like a lot of people that have so many like common interests and yeah. Well, and that's what I was wondering is because Aaron's wife was caught in a murder for hire plot to have a hitman kill him. And you know, the story first came out and I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, this was just crazy. Well, then they mentioned who it was, and let me see. Hang on one sec. I'm not. I'm out of screen, so I can't see my, I can't see the chat. So. Oh, shoot. See, I should have gone through StreamYard. Then I could, oh, no. Grant Amato. I think he shot, yeah, he shot his father, his mother, and his brother. He was a nurse. And he just, okay, so no, different guy. But, right, exactly. Yeah, I like the real stuff. But two, I'm Generation X. So we grew up on like Faces of Death and like People Under the Stairs and all the scary movies. And it's funny because watching a lot of the horror movies now, they don't scare me. They don't gross me out. But back in the day, you put me in front of Jason or Freddy, I was like, you know, terrified. And because they had that element. It wasn't just gore. It wasn't just horror. And it like pulled you into where you were literally like leaning towards the TV or the movie screen, trying to, like, oh my gosh, don't go in there. And then boom. But no, I know who you're talking about, though. That guy was, I believe he was from Pennsylvania. And, well, and then there was that other girl from Pennsylvania that she murdered her mother and father, put them out in the backyard, and then took her own life. And neighbors found them, like, all three, like, laying next to each other in the yard. And this was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And I remember I was watching Molly Golightly, and this was way back when she was still friends with Bullhorn Betty, and they actually went to the house and were looking at it and trying to see, if anyone was there, if they could, but there was nothing to see. I mean, it was, no, I'll have to look into that. I've not followed that one. Oh yeah, my fiance is a truck driver, and he watches all of those all the car crash videos and all that stuff. And he said, it's amazing what people do driving, on the road, whatnot. And oh wow. Hi Nadia, how you doing, girl? Good to see you again. No, I will look into that. Tyler Doyle, I had not heard of him. Well, and see, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, even this one was not exactly what I thought, but I mean, if you want to be a little cha-cha, a little extra at Super Bowl time, you can. But this is just kind of an example to where if you do mess up, again, jewels are a great way to hide boo-boos. And but see, that's another example of, I mean, my gosh, there's no one deserves this. Is a horrible, horrible thing. But, if my mom went missing, would I get this kind of attention? If we were talking yesterday, what was it? The children, there's like something like 840,000 children per year that go missing, like 2,900 children a day in the United States. And Nobody cares about a lot of them. Oh, that's cool. Hi, Nadia's daughter. Yes, yeah. I like to watch some of those dive teams too that go down and rescue the cars out and um oh, thank you very much, Tut Girl. I have a friend who tells me, she's like, you make ratchet nails. I was like, I do not. I do not always. They don't always have 1,000 things on them. Sometimes they just are cute with some sparkles and some bows, you know? And a lot of this too, it's just ideas, you know? Um, that's something else. You know, I think someone had said earlier, you know, I don't have the imagination or I don't have my own ideas. I just like copying other stuff. But that's exactly it. Go find 2 or 3 designs that you like and take a little bit from this one and a little bit from that one and a little bit from that one. You know, you could do little stars along here. 2026. You could do this could have been plaid. Could have done a complete V and done plaid and then had the blue at the bottom or just had it white or just had it natural like my nails are. Like there's so many elements and then you make it your own. So I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I more I watch the stuff. I've got my Real Housewives. I've got a couple of those that I watch. And then I think we were talking about this last night. I love watching Below Deck. But those I usually watch in the morning after I have about an hour, sometimes 2 hours between when my oldest son goes to school and my little one wakes up. So I usually sit down, have my coffee, and I watch those 2 shows. And well, my kid usually has the TV. My littlest has the TV during the. It's usually on with little kid music or one of his shows or something like that. While I'm running around doing laundry and everything else. Um, and then at night I sit down, and yeah, I'm usually in my chair. And even if something's on TV, I'm sitting there staring at my phone. And oh, I love books. I love books. I've got well, I haven't read a full one in probably 5 years. Oddly enough, my youngest is 5 years old. So, what does that tell you? Um, but no, I love to read. Um, I have I've got to catch up on them though because I'm like 5 years behind. But I read almost the entire Alex Cross series. I have read almost every single one of Dean Koontz's books. So I love like like the crime fiction. Dean Koontz is considered scientific fiction. He kind of is, but they're just to me it's like a thriller. The thriller books because they're about all different things. Oddly enough, and I think is in his book Strangers, but he mentions the Wuhan lab that you know was a big topic of discussion at the beginning of the vid. He mentions it in one of his books and about something getting out of there. Funny enough. No, I haven't. What genre is she? Oh, that reminds me. I was watching after I turned off the JLR feed, started cooking dinner. I had him on my phone while I was cooking. Apparently he was getting all I hear is, oh, I'm getting eat up by mosquitoes. And then a couple minutes later I hear, oh, there are a lot of bats out here. So apparently he was getting attacked by bats. I thought that was kind of funny. And I used to read some of the John Sanford novels, the Prey series. That was good. And what was yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the bats are getting off the mosquitoes. They're helping you in a way, you just Don't want them to get stuck to your head. We have bats out here too in the summertime, so I just make sure we don't have any bright lights to attract them towards us or anything like that. And they get rid of the mosquitoes and all the ickies that are flying trying to get us. But no, I thought that was funny. Um, oh, I'd probably like that. I'd probably like that. There's another series that I like that's older, but it's JD Robb, and it's actually is it Danielle? I think it's Danielle Steele's pen name. And I'm not a big Danielle Steele fan. I'm not into romance and stuff like that. But JD Robb is like a policewoman in the future, a homicide detective in the future, and it's pretty good. It's her car flies. I mean, that's kind of cool, um but that's what, and I need, you mentioned audiobooks. I need to start listening to audiobooks because I could at least get some of my entertainment in without, without having time of just sitting there and um oh yeah, I remember the VC Andrews series. Yep. I remember those back in the day. And I used to be even like into my 20s and 30s, I liked reading the Nancy Drew books and Hardy Boys. I mean, they're kind of funny. They're kind of, they're tame. They're really tame, but um and then two of my favorite series that are completely out of the genres that I normally read were the Little House books. I loved those, that whole series, and um Anne of Green Gables. Ooh, a glass house? That sounds familiar. Um, I used to belong to one of those book of the month clubs, and um when my dad was sick and in the hospital, I had gotten this book, and it was called A Winter Garden. And it wasn't anything that I thought, ugh, I'd been meaning to return it because it wasn't something that I thought I would read. But one of those desperate nights in the hospital, late nights in the hospital, I didn't have anything to read. He was asleep, so I thought, all right, I'll try it. It ended up being a really good book, and it was about this woman who, she had been, she was a mother to two girls, but she was always very, very cold to her daughters, cold to her husband, and um, all of a sudden, but the husband was kind of like the catalyst for the whole family. He was really close with his girls, very loving and sweet to his wife, even though she wasn't reciprocal. And all of a sudden, he dies, and their mother goes into a complete depression, and I believe she ended up having like a heart attack or stroke, something. And her daughters, whom she always treated, they thought that she hated them. Um, Ended up having to be her caregivers. This happens a lot in families with issues, and um, she ends up one night telling them the story of her life before she had children, before she had these her two daughters, and it really explained a lot of why she treated them the way that she did and why she wasn't able to be loving and things like that. And it was one of those funny things where my dad and I always had kind of a rocky relationship, up and down, up and down. He wasn't always around, and it reminded me kind of some of the things that we were going through at the time. And here he was passing away, and I was having to deal with those and figure out, am I going to be okay with where we're at right now if he's gone? Or because you don't always get closure, you don't always get to get an apology from somebody or give an apology for that matter. And but no, it was one of those books that just kind of fell in my lap like right when I needed it. And I ended up passing it around to every friend I knew, and Everyone that read it loved it. The other book, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with, his name was Mitch Albom. And I think he's like a New York Times writer or something like that. He's also an author. And he wrote a famous book called, it's called A Winter Garden. It was really good. Um, but the book that he's most famous for, well, there's three. There's Tuesdays with Morrie. That became a movie. And there is The Five People You Meet When You Get to Heaven. That's another one that became a movie, and it was really, really good. But the one that I really liked, and I kind of wished it had become a movie, was called Have a Little Faith. And it was about a man from Detroit. It might have been the Detroit Free Press, because Mitch Albom is from Detroit, actually. But this guy his story was very similar to like Jelly Roll, of being in and out of prison, being addicted, having kids, all of these things, and all of a sudden one night, he is out in front of his house, hiding behind the garbage cans, trying to protect his home where his wife and his children are, because there are dealers out front ready to light the place up. And, when people talk about having a come to Jesus moment, he had this come to Jesus moment and realized, I can't do this anymore. Well, it's not just about me. I can't do this to my children. I can't do this to my family. Yada, yada. And he started from the ground up. I'm not sure if it was city property or how this actually worked, but he ended up finding an old church. And Detroit is full of them. They're full of old cathedrals, old churches. I mean, they're at one time were absolutely beautiful, but they're falling apart now. And they are doing a huge city re-beautification thing down there, which is great, but it takes a while, and it takes money, and it takes people. And it's him and his journey with his church and with his parishioners when they're literally sitting in the pews and it's snowing through the roof on top of them, but they're still there, keeping the faith. And this church was open to everyone. So it really was the place. That's something that I heard Jelly Roll talk about when we sit and we judge people. We judge addicts. We judge alcoholics. We judge thieves. It's real easy to do. But if you are Christian, then you got to remember those are exactly the type of people that Jesus sat with and that he was trying to save. And so this guy talked about having faith. And, oh, does it? Oh, boy. I've heard that is another good one, and I want to see that. I have not seen it. Oh, thank you very much, Puffin. I like to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Well, something I was thinking about doing this summer is, and I have to figure out, like, copyright issues, things like that. I mean, it would be easier if it were books that were not, mainstream books, maybe booked by an independent author that's trying to get out there. But I thought we could do, like, one day a week, do like an ASMR night where I just sit and read a couple chapters out of like some kind of, true crime book that we can find. And, because I love to read. So, and I've got, like I said, and I didn't get it set up today, darn it. It's JLR's fault. But I've got a microphone, so I won't be screaming at everybody. I can kind of dial down the tone. At least not the tone, but the volume. I told you guys I scared the daylights out of that. He's the manager of our favorite restaurant, and he's become a friend. But He's subscribed to my channel. And the other night when I was talking about this, the police were all at Annie's house. Um, the more excited I get to tell somebody something or to say something, the louder I get. And apparently he had fallen asleep to one thing and had woken up to me yapping, and it scared the living daylights out of him. And ooh, that's cool. I'll have to look that one up, definitely. Ooh, that's cool. That's good. That's good. That's good too. And I have somewhere, I've got to find it in all of my books. I packed away some of my books, but I have I was talking a little bit about the history of Flint, and people believe that it's cursed, that Flint and Saginaw are all cursed because this was originally land that was um Sauk Indian tribe. Chippewa has been here. Part of the Black Hawk Wars were here. And all the way from Saginaw all the way down through Detroit is Valley. And we've got quite a bunch of cool stories about all of that. And and even in my town, because my town was a lumber town, so we have lots of fun unsolved mysteries, missing people over lumber and gold. When we are a river town, and we're also a lumber town, and people get desperate when there is a shortage of water, when there's a drought, and both your main businesses run on water power, and so yeah, I want to do, like I said, I want to do a lot of things, definitely things that are based around, nails and crime, true crime, all of that. But, there's so much flexibility with that, just to be able to see what kind of things all of us like to do. And I think that'd be really fun to do. And funny enough, you know where I found some really good books by authors that no one's ever heard of? It's the dollar store. I actually found, and I found it. This is so funny. In fact, this is a book I can read, because he's not gonna go after anybody. And like I said, it was at the dollar store. But I have a book that I found at the dollar store, and it is by Lionel Dahmer, in his words, about his son Jeffrey Dahmer, and about him growing up and the things that he saw, and his hindsight was 2020. That would be a good one to read too. Yeah. Well, and that's on some of my I've got a couple playlists, and one of them is my Crimecast series. It's like a little podcast that I started. There's some in there, and then there's some in just my regular videos where I have sped up the process of certain nail sets that I was making, and I do like a 15, 20 minute, sometimes 45-minute go over a case while I'm doing the nails. So I kind of have tried to do a little bit of everything. I started this channel, I was officially a year old. I think it was like January 22nd, something like that. So that's a good idea too, girl. That is a really good idea. Yeah. Well, and I know, like, I'll have to look into it more. Like, I've got, on my Amazon, there's like that book share thing where you can like share a book with somebody, And so, I mean, we'd have to read it digitally, but hey, even though I still like paper books, I like having a paper book in my hand, sitting out on the front porch with my big glass of iced tea while my little guy, rides his bike in circles around me. And there's another book that in fact, I need to put them up on my community wall. In one of my Crimecast episodes, it is about a murder that happened, and the guy that was convicted was pulling people off of Grinder, and he was in our area, and well, not in our area, but in a couple towns over, and the victim, the victim that got him caught, his sister, excuse me, wrote a book about her brother, and I remember when it happened too, because not only was this man a victim, it happened on Christmas Eve, but also he was another hairdresser in our community. And when you're a member of, like, when you have a career like that, you know, you go to the same hair shows, you go to the same conferences, things like that, same beauty supplies, you meet each other, you see each other, you know, you may not know somebody like as a friend, but like, you know, you guys both go get hair color the same day of the month or whatever, and you see him, or again, a hair show, stuff like that. And so it was really stunning that, you know, like, what do they call the six, that somebody that was like, you know, the 6 degrees of separation away from me was caught up in the middle of a story like this. And he was a nice guy, and he didn't deserve what was done to him. But anyway, his sister has written a book. And then I also have a woman from my community that I need to share her book out too. It's on Amazon. She hid horrific abuse pretty much her entire life until she was out of school. She was older than me, and the youngest son of the man who abused her, I went to school with him. My town was a big Catholic town too, so lots of families with lots of kids, you know, at least 5 kids in every family, most of them. I was a weirdo. I was an only child, but everybody had big families in my town. And the youngest brother was a sweetheart. He was kind of innocent, kind of like a Forrest Gump. He was just kind of behind and innocent, but he worked as a janitor in an after-school program. And I remember one day him coming up to me and saying, "Please don't hate me." I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "You're going to hear some stuff about my dad, but please don't hate me." Well, apparently she was best friends with this guy's daughter. And every time she went over there to spend the night, he was abusing her and hurting her. And he was, even when his daughter wasn't there, he was having her come over there, keeping her there against her will. And it had just come out. I was a junior in high school, I think. And it had come out, and he was afraid that people were going to judge him for what his dad had done. But we found out later on that that poor kid was just as abused as he was, like physically abused, not SA'd, but this poor girl, literally like 15 years she went through this. And then after it went to court, he didn't spend that much time in jail, because back then it wasn't that big of an offense. I mean, we're talking about the 90s, and she lived in this town and worked in this town. She worked in which the restaurant's gone now, but it was a popular restaurant where a lot of people went after work and hung out at the bar and whatnot. And he was one of those people, and he would go in there every day and sit there, and she would have to wait on him, and she would have to talk to him, and she would just have these panic attacks every time she had to go into work. And so it's the same way too, is I've started to write things, especially like with I have a friend that wants me to write something about my journey with autism and my son, because my son was so different than a lot of other kids. I mean, everyone that has autism is absolutely completely different. When you meet someone with autism, you've literally met only one version of autism. There's, you know, and and she is healing now. I mean, she's definitely a messed up, you know, she's got issues. I mean, definitely. And well, and see, it was, again, she was a member of one of the more affluent founding families of this town. Um, my town was not even considered a city until I believe it was like a village until like early 80s until we got enough population. I mean, it's a very small town. And, you know, you've got these legacy families that have literally, you know, they own the hardware store, they own the soda fountain, they own the movie theater, they owned all of that stuff, all of these families. And that's who ran the town, you know, and they had reputations and people would not believe that things like that would happen. I would too, Stone, definitely. I love reading true stories about people, and especially people that have conquered and overcome and or are in the middle of conquering and overcoming. And yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You know what else you can do? You can use something like Chat GPT. My my little guy and I have written stories through Chat GPT, and we will put in our sentence, and you can put in your sentence and ask it to correct the spelling and grammar issues, and it will give you different it'll give you different options. And or you can write something and have it checked for all that and ask it. I did this with my mom's obituary. I wrote my mom's obituary, and it was a whole page, and then I copied and pasted it into Chat GPT, and I asked them to please clean up the grammar and the spelling and the structure and give me suggestions of things to make it sound more professional and respectful. And it really did. It gave me all of these options. It really helped. And 99% of that letter was mine, but it fixed up stuff. It fixed up stuff that is well, but you don't do it under your name, you do it under a pen name. And nobody has to know. Change the names, all of that, so you don't get in trouble for defamation or anything like that. And that even makes it better, I think, sometimes when it's a good story and you say, you know, based on true events. And oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, I've got, which I don't know if it's working though, because Matthew supposedly emailed me. I don't think he really did. I think he got tired, fell asleep, and forgot to hit send is what I think happened. But anyway, yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, Stone. You could help someone. And you could also, you know, sometimes writing that down and getting that out and is therapy for yourself, even that you can just get it out to people that will listen and that will believe you and that will respect you and honor you and that will not look at you as a victim but look at you as a survivor, you know. And that's just it. There's so many, and we can't even say, you know, it used to be like so many women, so many girls. It's people. There are so many people that are going through stuff like that, and especially people from like my generation, that was the generation of you didn't tell anybody anything. um I mean, that's what the gal that wrote the book that I was just talking about, that's, you know, similar story like that. And she said she didn't realize she was helping all these people. She did it to try and help herself and realized halfway through that she could really help someone else that's gone through this. Oh, And it's not always that easy to say about everything, you know? And if you don't deal with it, the past sneaks up. Well, thank you, Matthew. We had one little bump in the road, but I blinged her out, so we kind of fixed it. And look at you. I mention your name and poop, you pop right up. A boom. It did. And it kind of hides that little bit of I did. I didn't mess up on these. These are all pretty. And I'm even being nice and showing props to another team, even though it wasn't the Lions, but that's okay. That's why, like, I say a lot of my stuff out here is, you know, some of my friends are like, don't tell people that. They're going to go after you about that. Like, literally, if you're going to go after me because I had something bad happen, I want to tell people how I got through it, then that's on you, not on me, you know? I really, really, and truly am unbothered. Go Lions! Unbothered, except by when someone messes with my football team, but exactly, totally being the bigger person. I even made nail decals, Matthew. They didn't turn out. I wish this one had turned out, because this one literally looks like a tattoo. It's got all like the smoke and like the cool like script letters and everything in it, and I'm glad you did too. I'm having fun. Like I said, we talk about everything. Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Oh no. I had a good friend that was a Steelers fan. That's cute. Yeah, this is my rendition. So we're just going to put the Patriots over here. Because really and truly, don't the Patriots get enough? They get enough. So I like missed everything today. I even missed the commercials. Stupid meatloaf. Or meatballs, not meatloaf. And they fell apart. That ticked me off. I have to figure out something else to do with them. I'll make like loose meat sandwiches with them or something. Yeah, I did an egg, but I'm wondering, they were small, so I'm wondering if I needed to use two. I had to buy them from the grocery store this time. So they were like golf balls. And that's what I'm thinking. I should have probably done like one more egg, like done two, because they literally were that big around. And I'm used to, normally I get the farm eggs. And so they're all large, you know, they're all good. They're all big. And that could have been it too. Just the difference between store-bought eggs and farm eggs. That's cool. I want to start going back. I'm hoping my little guy likes football and likes sports and stuff, because I really do want to start going back to like see some U of M games and some like some Tiger games and stuff like that. Especially I loved old Tiger Stadium, but Comerica Park's pretty cool. And then we have Ford Field right across the way that I can go see the Lions play. They only suck when they're playing U of M. Although, no, I do have to say, though, I grew up Cincinnati Reds and Ohio State because my dad, but they're not the team they used to be. Back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, yeah, but all my teams are kind of blowing it lately, it seems like. Of course, I'm not into hockey, and I heard the Red Wings are doing well, so that figures. And I should be, because my fiance used to be a Zamboni driver. But Deion Sanders? See, I don't remember. I used to watch them when I was younger because my dad loved hockey. Um, that was back in the what was his name? Konstantinov, the Vlad the Impaler. That big Russian dude looked like the guy from Rocky. And he'd just go out and you could just hear like the grrrr. Then he was in that bad car accident. The limo flipped end over end. And he ended up completely paralyzed. Um, that was way back in the day. Yeah, and he played and did he play baseball too? Who was that did football? Oh, was it Bo Jackson? Bo knows. God, I'm old, aren't I? I'm like 150 years old, I swear. 77, baby. Got all the... Yeah, okay, I thought Dion played baseball too. No, I want to go back to Comerica Park and get one of those. I hardly ever drink, but Tiger Stadium has these. They're margaritas that are 2 feet tall, and they're in this giant. And it lasts you all day. I mean, I only end up drinking like a quarter of it, and like the last time I drank like a half of one, and I fell asleep watching the game, and my hair was in like these 2 braids, and I got sunburn all the way from the front to the back of my scalp because I have a fluorescent white scalp. And it was not pretty at all. Not pretty at all. And I was mad because I was all excited because we were at the Texas Rangers game. We were near home plate, and so I got to be close to Pudge Rodriguez. That was going to be my second husband. But then I found out he had like 75 kids, and it kind of like grossed me out. So I was like, you know what? Little humpy for my taste. I think I'm going to walk away. And oh, totally ask a question. If I have an answer, I will answer it. If not, I'll make Matthew answer it. Excuse me. What do you wonder, Stone? Oh. Yeah, exactly. I liked Nick Cannon until I found that out, and I was just like, ew. Ew. Like, are you even stopping home in between? Like, what is going on, Nick Cannon? Like, oh. Yikes. But, I mean, you know, he's got all those kids, but he's taking care of them. He's feeding them. He's clothing them. He's homing them. And sure, as long as you're not leaving a bunch of baby mamas in the dust in every town you go in, you know, but it still creeps me out. It just makes me think that they're like extra humpy, and that creeps me out. So, right? Exactly. I mean, my gosh. Apparently he's not a Trojan man, right? Oh, man. But I guess, too, there's some people that just love having kids, that love babies and love... I'll have to ask her about that. I wonder who that is. Because I didn't start watching her until the Dre stuff. Oh, yeah, well, and that's it. Can you imagine being like his wife, like, you know, whatever wife or whoever he's with? Oh my gosh. I'll have to ask her. Oh. Was she from Michigan? If it's the one I'm thinking of, she moved to Texas. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to take a break when my mom passed, for sure. Especially since, you know, I watch. I mean, I'm in. I don't know what community I'm in, like my videos are in, or me. I think I'm in my own like weird community that I made up myself. But, um, like I watch. You know, I watch the drama and the drama communities and stuff like that, and with everything going on there, when I lost my mom, I just could not deal with. Oh my gosh. I'll have to ask her. Because the one I'm thinking of, that doesn't sound like the one I'm thinking of. She was there back in that time, but the one I'm thinking of does not like me. But it's because she applauded someone that I know who was being a jerk. Um, I wonder. Oh, Stone, I wonder if we're talking about the same one. I'm gonna have to ask. I'll have to ask her. Cause yeah, the one that I'm thinking of doesn't like me because this girl called me fat and told me I need to go to the gym, and so I told her off, and the girl I'm thinking of, if we're talking about the same person, was applauding this girl calling me this. I'm gonna have to find out. I'm gonna have to find out if that's her. Because if that's her, she's turned into quite a stinker. If it's the same one. Now I'm dying to know. I'm gonna talk to Marissa tomorrow, so I'll ask her and see if she remembers her, and then I'll let you know if she remembers her name. She really does, you know, for as many people as she knows, she really does remember almost everybody. Good and bad, sadly, you know, but there's occasional people that'll come back, you know, and she's like, I don't, or they've changed their name a little bit or something like that, but oh yeah, no, that's not a problem at all. No, I'm curious too, especially since you said that she pooped while running one time and caught the grass on fire. I mean, that's pretty, you know. I don't have any bathroom debacles, but I've caught a few things on fire in my life, you know, by accident. So yeah, no, I'll ask her. So yeah, I have caught way too many things. I've caught my hair on fire before. I mean, again, I grew up with the 80s and 90s, so big hair, lots of hairspray, absolute craziness, you know. Oh, how funny. Well, I think that's one of those things where you have to laugh about it. Because if you don't, oh my gosh, how embarrassing, you know? That's one of my pieces of advice is learn to laugh at yourself. Laugh before everybody else laughs. That's what I try to do. But on that note, guys, I have got to go. It's 12:41 here. And tomorrow's a school day, so I've got to get up and do the mom thing and all that. So, huh. No, I'll definitely ask her. So I was going to try and we usually try it a couple times a week, have coffee talk and catch up and stuff. So, yeah, thanks for talking back. Thank you, everybody. Everybody that's come in, everybody that's subscribed newly to me. I am so appreciative of it. And I'm going to keep watching out for updates on Nancy Guthrie. And, JLR is our boots on the ground man on the scene. And so I'm hoping we hear something good news. I hope we just got to keep positive thoughts for this lady, that she comes back. And so I can't imagine being through something like that if she does come back. But positive thoughts and energy. Tomorrow at 5:00 is the deadline. So I don't know. I was hoping something was going to happen during the Super Bowl or something like that, but right now the cops are at her house, but they're not searching anymore. They've got deputies parked there to keep it secure because they've had some trespassing complaints in the neighborhood, and they didn't want anyone sneaking on the property. So media is out front, but they are not allowed to go on. They talked about, like, what did they say today? Something about, like, the egress. Like, they're not allowed to be on the lawn in front of the house filming anything like that. They have to be, like, on the edge of the street. Excuse me. My live video that I did earlier, JLR he gave everybody permission to stream. So my live from earlier today is him out front watching the deputies come and go, and then I think his live is like 7 hours long. And but in my live, I kind of in the middle, I show a video clip and you can find it on YouTube, on the Pima County Sheriff's YouTube page. It's a clip from December 16th, 2025, of a man this is at a house in the neighborhood, I believe. And he has got his phone and he's reaching up and putting his phone up in someone's window and either taking pictures or video recording them. And it was caught on like a Ring doorbell kind of system. So the live, like me, I restreamed JLR's live. If you go through on my live tab, it'll be the one right before this one. But yeah, and I can't tell in the video. The guy looks like he either has a tattoo on his face or facial hair. But so we watched that. Well, then later on, this guy walks up to JLR and he's from a different channel. And he said he didn't agree with JLR and with some of the things he was saying, but that he was going to talk to him about it later. And I thought, uh-oh. I thought JLR was in trouble. I thought they were going to go get JLR. But he ended up taking off. But then I go back and I look at this Ring camera video of this guy with the phone in somebody's window, and I can't tell. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, if that guy has a tattoo on his face, and this guy, I mean, nobody'd be that stupid, right? Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I don't think it's the guy. But no, that's scary. That literally you could be sitting in your house making dinner, and someone got an iPhone out in the dark, videotaping you, video recording you doing whatever, scratching your, whatever. I mean, I joke about it, but that's actually very scary. And that there's someone either watching the people or watching what they have, or I mean, maybe it's just a creeper likes to watch people, but still, it's not okay. It's against the law. It's not okay. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you later. I am not positive when I will be live again. I am going to work on my next Crimecast episode. I've got a good story for that. And yeah, we will be doing, like I said, I've got those 2 other sets of nails that I'm going to try this week, try to squeeze in. And it's all going to be about schedule, but I will be here, I promise. And like I said yesterday, I don't know exactly how it works, but I opened up my community wall for if you guys want to post something, if you see something that you about this Nancy Guthrie case, or if you have a picture or an inspiration of some nails you want me to try. I can't guarantee when I'll be able to try them because I've got, I have to do this. I've got orders, I've got inspiration stuff I want to try, I've got other things other people have asked me to do. But like I said, I have this kind of rolling list that I'll keep going and doing it. So yeah, so good night, everyone. Have a happy Manic Monday tomorrow. Stay out of negative situations and negative people. And just take a breath, relax. Have a good sleep. Sweet dreams. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. And again, if you haven't yet, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up. I'm trying to grow my channel, and we talk about true crime. We do nails. I have a nail business that I don't push real hard at, but you guys are welcome to look at my website, different things like that, to see some of the stuff that I've done. And if you'd like to purchase anything, then you can contact me on the website, or you can get me at Cutzzy, CUTZY13 @gmail.com. All right. So peace, love, and claws, y'all. Have a good night.